Well, hi, welcome to this edition of Hardtack, where I cover news and information that nobody else will touch, or at least in the way that I do. Well, queer beer is here. Anheuser Busch has stepped out, hired themselves a ad agency, and said, hey, bring on the queers. We want to be fully woke here.
Hi. Impressive carrying skills, right? I got some Bud Lights for us. So, I kept hearing about this thing called March Madness, and I thought we were all just having a hectic month, but it turns out it has something to do with sports. And I'm not sure exactly which sport, but either way, it's a cause to celebrate. This month, I celebrated my day 365 of womanhood, and Bud Light sent me possibly the best gift ever, a can with my face on it. Check out my Instagram story to see how you can enjoy March Madness with Bud Light and maybe win some money too. Love ya!
Oh, my goodness. Well, this is nothing new. Just for everybody viewing here, there's nothing new about this at all.
What I know is as long as you keep your work zipped up around me, I don't give a rat crap what or where you shove your show. Are we done being neighbors for now?
If you got some age on you like I do, we had the revolution in the 60s, we had the revolution in the 70s, we had the revolution in the 80s, we had the revolution in the 90s. The queers are always coming out, as they say.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
But this is a little bit different. This is disturbing. This is really disturbing. Let's take a look here at some kickbacks already that it's kind of telling you how big of a mistake this is, and also the other woke companies. But let's take a look here.
I work for an affiliate company. I am a merchandiser, and the sole product of the company I work for is Anheuser Busch products. So with all this canceling going on, I've never seen such little sales in this past few days on these products. And it's sad because when people don't buy this beer, I don't make money, and I can't feed my family. So it's kind of heartbreaking, I guess, that Anheuser-Busch did what they did. They don't know their clientele. So it's kind of heartbreaking. Thanks, Anheuser-Busch. I may not be able to feed my family coming up here soon.
Grandpa's feeling a little frisky today. Let me say something to all you and be as clear and concise as possible.
That is him shooting Bud Light cans in an open field.
Bud Light and Anheuser-Busch. Have a terrific day.
So far the way it looks that this decision from Anheuser-Busch is definitely not popular. The question is, are they going to stick with it and weather the storm, or are they going to pull back out of this?
He tweeted, "I will be deleting all Anheuser-Busch products from my tour hospitality rider. I know many other artists who are doing the same. Other artists who are deleting Anheuser-Busch products from their hospitality rider might not say so in public for fear of being ridiculed and canceled." I have no such fear. In full disclosure, I was on tour sponsored by Budweiser in the 90s. That was when Anheuser-Busch was American-owned, a great American company that later sold out to the Europeans and became unrecognizable to the American consumer. Such a shame.
It's hard to say for some odd strange reason, since we passed over this COVID-19 thing, the whole world has gone crazy. We've got world leaders who have gone insane. And by the way, chances of a nuclear war happening is nil to none. If you go back in the old Google machine and you look, every time Putin starts something with a country, he's going to blow up the whole world. It is just the way that he is. The guy obviously needs to be, taken out. But anyways, that's not what we're here for. Dylan Mulvaney. Here's the problem. Here's the issue. Beyond the fact that school boards and schools have allowed drag queens and queers and everybody else to come into their classrooms and put on shows, which if that would have happened in my school when my kids were there, I'd have been sitting at the front door waiting for it to open the following day if I was not told about it, and shit would have hit the fan, guaranteed. And I guarantee there would have been a ton of other parents right behind me, and there would have been people getting fired. Either that or the big lawsuit that we would have placed, people would have been getting fired nonetheless. Here's the issue in all this, the problem. They're taking on Dylan Mulvaney. Let's take a look here at this fine piece of work. What can you say about that? I mean, really, what can you say about that? Absolutely insane. They have aligned this idiot, this mentally disturbed individual. Now hear me out before you go and flip out. Not everybody is the true individuals in the LGBTQ community is shamed by this individual, Dylan Mulvaney. Clearly, this individual has a mental issue. This is not what the LGBTQ community wants as their flag carrier of who you ought to be when you are faced with the feelings of a man thinking that he's a female thinking that he's a male, trans, where you have being born with certain situations. This is not what they want. They may be standing on it right now because this is the first time that they've gotten attention. But let me remind you, way back, we thought it was proper to go down to Africa, put black humans on a boat, and bring them to America and make them work. This right here is going to be the same situation. Dylan Mulvaney, the flag holder for the LGBTQ community, is going to be gone back and looked at like the slave owners. I look at slavery of what in the hell were we thinking? This is going to be the same way right here. This woke community, there is so much that has happened once again since 2020. It is just absolutely insane. It's like another chapter in the book of how the higher powers that be are ramming down our throat. And for the first time in a long time, people have gotten up and say, we do not agree, and you need to knock it off. This is really sad, absolutely sad. Everything that is happening in our country, we are not the same country that we used to be. Around the globe, world leaders are laughing at us as our dollar goes down the toilet because our government has screwed us so badly so they can put an extra buck in their pocket, which isn't their job. But no, you won't do anything about that. World leaders are laughing at us. Free country, absolutely. Free open borders, free this, free that, free that. You're right into bankruptcy. This is not something that we should be proud of here. This moment with Dylan Mulvaney is a shameful, rotten, dishonest, awful, etc., etc., etc. situation. This is bad. The fact, once again, that we allowed this slime to get into our schools is just absolutely awful. Children should not be seeing this. We had the Tennessee shootings by supposedly a mixed up individual, but we're not hearing a whole lot about that. And what are we to expect when we have John Wick movies where it's killing from beginning to the end? When we have video games that are killing from the beginning to the end? When we have corporations, our government, promoting stupidity like Dylan Mulvaney. This is absolutely sad. You need to realize that there is something deeper going on here. You are no longer a human. You are no longer an American. You are nothing less than a product of consumption for our government, for our corporations to seize upon. Black Lives Matter. No. All lives matter. LGBTQ. No. Americans. Whatever game that they're playing, whatever end game they want to ram down our throats, it's time for you to stop and look in the mirror. Is this the type of crap that we want in America? I don't. And we should be ashamed. We are no longer the world leader. We are the world joke. Until our next episode, I'll see you there.